Morning, Annie.
Oh, you didn't want that on the record?
I hadn't pressed record yet. Ooh, we missed a gem. We are going to make some coffee. This morning we are making the Jack's favorite, the Kicking Horse Kick-Butted Blend. He's smiling over there. He likes the name of the kick donkey. Don't you, Jack? Yeah. You know, I was thinking this morning, Jerry, of the different things that we do for one another. As I'm doing something for her. It's like scoring points in the morning. I mean, I do it because I love her and I enjoy a good cup of coffee. But it actually benefits me twice a day because I get coffee in the morning, and then about halfway through the day I get a knock on the office door and she brings me her cup of coffee that's half drunk.
Because I didn't finish it before 2 o'clock.
Because you didn't finish it before 2 o'clock, and you don't like drinking coffee after 2 because it keeps you awake at night, apparently. So I get coffee in the morning and coffee in the afternoon. We call it coffee now and coffee later.
And caffeine.
Oh, caffeine now and caffeine later.
But that stems back from our wedding days.
Oh yeah?
Remember when we would buy a tea and an ice cap?
Oh right, stop at Tim Hortons for two caffeinated beverages, one for now, one for later.
Tea would be too hot to drink, so we have to wait. So I bought an ice cap so I can have caffeine now.
And then in the cup holder, it would sit next to one another, and the ice cap would cool down the tea. That was fun. You put some maple syrup in there, or you got crystallized maple syrup?
No, this is just from a can we opened, and I didn't want to waste the happy drops.
We used to get, at weddings, get maple syrup sometimes as favors, like those little bottles. Yeah. And on the way home at like 1 o'clock in the morning, I would tip it back, because it was delicious. So we were listing out last night the different things that we do for one another in marriage and life and relationship. And of course, coffee in the morning is one of the ones that I do for Sherry. But she's like, well, what do I do for you? Oh, I can think of a few. Like picking up my socks, because I'm a slob when it comes to taking off clothes at night. And you say, well, why didn't you change that? And then she doesn't have to do that. You know, it just gives me an opportunity to allow her something to do for me. We're going with the heavy caffeine dark blend this morning, Sherry.
Okay.
Although we are going to have to pick up some additional coffee because we're getting a little low.
That's good, because in a while that I've been the Grand Adventure.
The Grand Adventure! Oh, how perfect is that? Look at that, little fine grinds at the end. Oh, baby. Oh, I spilled a couple of beans. Oh, there's still some there. There's a good another cup down in there.
Only one?
Only one.
Does that mean we have to wrestle for it?
What would you say that I do for you on a monthly basis?
Well, you cook almost every dinner.
Yeah, those ribs last night were pretty good.
They were?
Oh, Dad, they were just not cooked enough.
You make coffee, obviously.
Barely not cooked enough.
Well, good example. Yesterday I was walking with this cup this way. Didn't realize it was spilling. And David just grabbed a cloth and mopped it up after me. There are often times you will just say, okay, I'll deal with that. Like selling the stuff in the garage because I'm too emotionally attached to our life and our things, and it's hard for me to sell stuff, so take it.
That was 108 spins, by the way.
Oh, you can count while listening to me?
I wasn't really listening to you.
That's a lot.
See, Sherry likes telling stories twice, so if I don't listen the first time, then she gets to tell it again.
No, I just like to prove a point twice. I'd like to tell stories multiple times.
So
It's very different.
we are, put it down to Sherry's level here. Is that one?
No, I didn't. I chose to ignore it.
Oh, we got a
Digging
nice,
deep into the archives and
nice-
making short jokes.
nice grind there. Why, have you heard them all already?
I'm sure there are new ones, but I've heard most of them.
Ooh, nice. See? If you do it right. If you do it right, then it
Take all
doesn't...
that apart.
Yeah, I know, but if you don't have to, then why do that? I don't want you to clean
Did you
even
know
more.
the bottom of this comes off?
I did know that. I have to keep spinning it back on because it kind of comes
It
off.
vibrates off, yeah.
There you go. So we think that we have a pretty good marriage. What do you think lends to that? Why do we work so well together?
Two things. I think largely it comes down to the realization that love is a choice, which you got there a lot faster than I did in the understanding of back even before we were dating. Because I get migraines. I was getting a lot worse migraines back then, like 4 a week. And David basically more or less said, I'm the man that she needs to marry because I'll look after her. She's the woman for me because I'll look after her. So, without even dating or getting, like, we were friends, so it's not like we didn't know each other, but I think you choose every day. I can choose to get frustrated about you not picking up your clothes, which I used to. But then the question comes, is it worth your marriage to get frustrated and to let bitterness take over and anger and frustration? Which
But he never
will-
changes, Sherry.
So choose to love him with his issues. Choose to put the other person first. That's what love comes down to. That's what Christ did for us, is he put himself first. I mean,
Put himself
even,
first.
No. He put us first. I haven't had coffee yet.
It's coming. It's coming. We're working on it. It's blooming right now, Sherry. We got a good bloom going on here.
Marriage is supposed to be an example of how Christ loved the church,
Uh-huh.
and how the church is supposed to serve Christ, and if you do that in your marriage and take the personal issues out, your marriage will be a lot better.
Can I phrase it in fewer words?
Yeah, because I have a lot of words. I haven't had coffee.
Put the other
When
person.
she has her coffee, she's gonna go.
Speak faster?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is put the
Well,
other.
hopefully I speak with more clarity after having coffee.
Put your spouse ahead of yourself. And if she puts you ahead of her, and that works together, oh baby.
Yep.
I always found it interesting. We will say at weddings, "Oh, love is patient, love is kind, love is long-suffering, love doesn't hold or keep any record of wrongs."
1 Corinthians chapter 13.
And it's repeated often. It's a good
What I
definition, but
find
practice is a
interesting-
whole lot harder.
What I find interesting about that is when you actually read the whole verse in context, it's much deeper than just love is patient, love is kind.
It is patient,
It is. It is also long-suffering.
and it holds no record of wrongs.
That's a big one.
Forgiveness.
That's a big one. I try very hard not to bring up things from the past, meaning something that happened yesterday, the day before. I used to do that early in our marriage. I used to it'd be like the town crier with my list of things, just rolling off the back of, you did this, you did that, you did this, and you haven't changed, and
Town crier, all right.
but it doesn't serve a benefit. It doesn't serve your marriage.
No, the act of forgiveness is actually having it happen as if it never happened.
Right.
So this is something that's
keeping-
exhibited in marriage and in parenting, where once the
Well, should be.
offense has been, in good parenting, in good marriage, once the offense is dealt with, it's forgiven. It's as if it never happened. The relationship returns to 100% as it was before the offense or before the.
Is that not also
action.
a biblical context in having your sins stricken from the book?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they're not held against you. How long have we been married now? It's at least 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Well, judging by your gray hair, it's a lot longer.
See, that's where I wear a hat.
Well, it's
Gray hair.
It's not working.
Yeah, but the gray shirt really detracts.
Oh, does it?
From, yes.
The gray shirt with the black pants.
How long do you think Jack, come on in. How long do you think we've been married?
18 years.
No.
Wow.
Lower.
15.
Nope.
16.
Yep.
And it's like
And
the
the
first
first-
time we've
And
ever.
the first 6 years I was not alive, but then I have rose.
You have risen. You have rosed.
I hate to tell you this, but that's not how it worked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a little harder than that.
I came into my mommy's bed.
Did you want a cup of coffee? Too bad.
I can't do my schoolwork with her.
How's your fractions?
Can you imagine doing school with coffee?
That would be actually kind of fun.
Pretty sure the table would be bouncing. Yeah, the fun thing about this is you got a little guitar right here.
One thing about this coffee is that it does take a very long time. Keurig
But it
would
is
be
worth
much
it.
faster, but
But it's much better than Curie.
it is worth it. Especially when David makes it for you.
Yeah, and then
It's
he calls
worth
down to
it,
the room and
worth
says,
it,
"Coffee's ready."
For the record, the Buck family is not. We're vocally challenged. Shall we? Is that a polite way?
Harmonically challenged.
Harmonically challenged. Yes, that is a very accurate description. David can sing. The rest of us, a little lacking in the singing department.
You kissed the face of God. They didn't know.
They do say make a joyful noise unto the Lord. How do you like having your gooseneck?
It's really hard to make pour over coffee without the gooseneck.
Yeah, when choosing a way to make coffee because we're going on a grand adventure,
Grand adventure!
we had to choose very portable equipment and light. And
The last time I didn't have it, I had to use a,
knife.
yeah, I poured it over a knife to slow the water down before it hit the coffee. Hey Siri, stop. Back to reading, please, Mouse.
What?
Back to reading, please. Is that the best cup of coffee you've had? Drizzled in maple syrup.
Yeah, I thought it would dissolve better. Does that need more cream?
Cheers.
Needs more cream.